maybe how to find investment property, like people want to buy property to rent out, and then they want to discuss the cap, right? I know how to calculate it, etc., but um, there are multiple factors which not obviously you can see them, right?
So, are you talking about single-family properties, multi-family properties?
But but mostly single.
Okay, so investment property. So, are you talking investment property for rentals or investment property
Yes,
for flipping?
for rentals.
Okay, so single-family rental property, right?
Right.
Okay, well, first of all, you go to the MLS. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Then you go to for sale by owners. Then you attend and try to find investment networking groups.
But
Most of
those are
these,
not on MLS, right? Those are on the internet, right?
yeah,
Yep.
you're gonna find, unless you start getting into groups with investors. This is not, necessarily my
Oh,
niche because trying to work with investors to sell property and make a living is not real successful. Um, you spend a lot of time doing a lot of work. And I'm not trying to dissuade you from working with investors, but everyone calls themselves an investor. You really have to get them lined up and clear exactly what it is that they want, and then go to work. They may be. It depends upon how what are their goals, and so it's one thing. Yeah, I've got a lot of investors. I mean, but how long are you going to work with investors? My experience is that it take a lot of work, it takes a lot of time, and extremely picky. They make sometimes lowball offers, and they work the hell out of you. So in terms of finding them, um, I would go to the MLS first, then look for Craigslist, and I would, if I really wanted to get into it, I'd start joining investor groups. The investor groups are not going to really give you a lot of weight on start giving you some inside trading deals until they see you regularly, until you bring something to the group as well. Sometimes investors are headhunters. They call themselves an investor when actually they're playing with somebody else's money. So you just got to know your investor, got to know what they want, what their goals are in terms of long term. Is it a short term, rental? How long you plan on keeping this? You know,
okay.
those
Thanks.
types of things, Werner.
Okay, thank you.
From my not hole in the fence, uh, it doesn't pencil. There's nothing out there that you're going to get a cap rate to where it's over 5%. I mean,
Mm.
that's just the reality. It's no secret that it's a seller's market. Everybody wants top dollar for their property. Nobody's flushing properties to offload, and that's why I've seen a lot of folks leave Washington. They've come to Arizona, particularly flippers, and then I'm seeing them leave now, and they're going to the Midwest where the markets are significantly different. They're a bit more depressed than they are over here. These have been the most appreciating areas: California,
Mm.
Washington, Arizona, in the country for the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, they've been double digits, been insane. But generally, working with investors, if they're established, they know what they're talking about. They've already got their guys per se. But there's a whole host of wannabes out there, and I agree with Todd. They're going to run you through their meat grinder, and they're going to be particularly picky. They've been watching Bigger Pockets and a bunch of other YouTube videos. And quite honestly, they're late in the game. They should have been playing this game back in 2010. I mean, it's
Yeah.
that was the secret. That's how I did so well with it. When everybody was leaving, I got in. Now it's too late.
So if you have an investor that says, I want to invest in this in somewhere in Snohomish County, where are the best deals right now? Where would I invest in rental property? I know I'm paying a premium, but I'm in this for the long term. Okay?
Marysville and Arlington.
Right. And so where can you find investors like numbers? Okay, because that's what it is to them. Where can you find in Snohomish County where there is inventory, where home prices haven't escalated greatly over the last year, month to month? And so you want to go to, and this is just giving you an idea to share with your investors. It's this document right here, the Snohomish County Breakout. I refer to this document quite frequently. It's right on my desk. It's right on my desk. Exactly. See how long it took me to grab it. It's the Snohomish County Breakouts. So I can tell you right now, anywhere in Snohomish County. In fact, the new one for October will be coming out here it might be out today or tomorrow. So this is September's information I'm looking at that I got in October. October's information, they're closing it out. It'll be produced today or tomorrow. So I can look in here, okay, where's the highest level of inventory? Are you looking for residential or are you looking for condo? Okay, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If they're looking for condo, I can tell you where the majority of the inventory is right now in Snohomish County. It is in area 750. So that's over there in the East County, Monroe, Salton, Gold Bar. Okay, for condominiums, that's where you're going to be looking at the most inventory. For homes, okay, in terms of available homes, 0.78 months of inventory. That was at the end of September. We were looking at, again, East County. That's where we're seeing a lot of those properties. Now, the inventory year over year, the price change was 21.12%. Okay, so there's a lot of people, moving out here in that area. However, that's not the highest amount of appreciation year over year, where South County came in at 29.5% year over year of appreciation. So still, if you're in the 20s, you're going to make some, short term. Your money is not going to be in the return you're going to get on a monthly basis. Let's look at it that way. Your return as an investment is going to be in the equity gains in your position in equity versus a monthly return. So let's just get that straight right now. So you're asking me, where would I go if I was looking for inventory and a decent return? Right now it's looking like East County at the end of September, the way the numbers look. That's how I would talk to an investor.
For Snohomish County.
Yeah, for Snohomish County. Now, if you want to look at for areas that are projected for increase and growth over the next 15 to 20 years, Smoky Point is going to be the hot area. That is because there's going to be infrastructure plans that are already in place that will bring a light rail all the way up to, believe it or not, into Smoky Point in the next 20 years. There'll be light rail.
And you may want to give consideration for your investor, and this is where it's going to come on you, whether you want to deal with it or not. But if it's not north, there's opportunities down south. And so now you're looking to be working in South King County or Pierce County.
Yes, and there you go. People invest in what they know, in areas that they are familiar with. I'm not familiar with that area. I can look up the numbers. I can get all this information and data points for that area, but in terms of local growth potentiality, population movements, job opportunities, the infrastructure plans, I cannot speak to that in those other counties. So I can look at the numbers and looking at the data points, but the on the feet, on the ground knowledge, I'm not going to be aware of. So if that is not necessarily important to you, then we can look in those other counties. So I hope, this just comes with experience and being in the field for a while. This comes to you instantly. You can get this instantly.
Something I would also kind of keep in mind when you're talking to your investor is you want to have a mindset of an investor and of a tenant. So while yes, there may be opportunities eastbound, I personally, from an investor perspective, have stayed away from that area because my pool of tenant is a bit more smaller than it is in North Snohomish County because that's the main corridor. That's where the growth wave is going to go. It will eventually go east, but it will always be uh, minimized, I guess, versus north. It's just more denser. The pool's bigger. It's I-5 is just much more accessible than the choo-choo train one way on Highway 2. That's one thing I've always hated about that. However, you do have 522 that will take you out to Woodinville and Redmond.
If you're an investor that wants to, I mean, this is really getting down to the specifics and particulars. If you're an investor that wants to buy a newer home, okay, so you're interested in something in 3 years or newer, in regards to maintenance and upkeep, smaller yards. Sometimes a smaller yard for a tenant is more advantageous because it's less likely that it's going to be overgrown and look like caca in a matter of years. So if you're looking for new construction or newer properties in terms of their age, East County is the place to go versus the North County. If you look at the median home sales price in Snohomish County at the end of, up here in our neck of the woods in Area 770, and us realtors, brokers know what Area 770 is. Your investor will not. So I'm just going to speak with numbers. In Area 770, the median home sales price is 575. Okay. Now, if you go to East County, Area 750, it's 635. Okay. That has a lot to do with the new construction. However, you are not going to find new construction for 575. So there's a lot of explosion out there in East County where you can get a newer home for less. So if you're looking for a newer home for less, that's where you go. Up here, you're going to get that. So that, just start looking. You can get new construction stats. All of this is available for you at the MLS.
I will, as a side note, point you to, from an investment perspective, is maybe not necessarily think of it as a single family residence, because I would, for a bang for the buck and getting a good tenant and a good property, you might want to have him give strong consideration to a townhome like condo, namely Country Manor over in Smoky Point in Arlington.
Yep.
Those have always been a great rental area. They're duplexes, and they're divided in half as a single family resident condo. HOA is only $55, and they're great for rentals.
Absolutely.
2-car garage and a yard.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Jose, congratulations on your recent sale. He was representing. He was representing an investor who bought a duplex.
Yes, I was.
Okay, so how did that go? Tell us a little bit about that story and how it can help us here on this call.
So it was a first-time home buyer that I've been worked with, close relative, and the reason why I recommended a duplex because it's 2 units and it's over in Granite Falls, and Granite Falls is growing as well. It's that east side. Does the East County count a little bit Granite Falls too?
Sure.
Yeah. So and I also work with a lot of investors too, Werner. And one thing that I do is I made a lot of partnerships with other people that go out and find deals. And I gave them my investor list, and what I do is instead of me going out and trying to find a deal, I go just get a percentage of what they make, and at the end they say they're part of my team, and if they find them a deal, then I get the list back
Mm-hmm.
at the end. That's where the win-win is. So I don't go out and try to find a deal and put an offer for an investor and cross my fingers and see if it works, or like Todd was saying that they are very picky and sometimes they can put lowball offers. So if I made partnership with other wholesalers that go out and find deals with their own marketing, and I give them my investor list, and they if they purchase something with my investor list, then I just get a commission, just a referral commission basically from it.
Okay, I'm going to jump in here. Jose brought up something that's really important, and for the newbies that are here, and Jose, you're getting into this a little bit. There are online investor. Uh, how should I say it? They do wholesale, but they're not in the they're not in the market to hold. They want to release it. So they'll find somebody in a distressed situation and then offer them a cash buyout at a wholesale price, and then turn around and email me and Jose and the others that they have on this list that this house is going to be uh, basically not auction, but up for an auction type of bid. It's cash only, and they're in different areas. And what these companies do, these are wholesale companies, then they're going to exchange the paper. They're going to put it out there as an offer price. This is our offer price. And they invite everyone out there to tour the property. You go out to these properties and there's like 20 to 30 investors, and there's the people sitting in their homes eating, off their TV trays, watching the big screen TV as investors rip through the property. Jose, have you ever been to one of those with your investors?
I haven't done a showing,
Okay.
but I have seen, because most of them nowadays since COVID they do virtual tours. So
Yeah.
they
Well,
only want people to do just
so
virtual tours.
okay. So thank you. Warner and everyone else, Investor Max is one. All you need to do is just start to Google if you're interested in this. I get these emails all the time. Umatilla and Puyallup and Bellingham and
Yeah.
over here and all these different places, and I just delete, 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 delete because I don't work with a lot of investors because it's just such a mind drain and a time suck. Um, but there's one or two investors that I have that I know they can pay cash, that are ready to freaking go. That I just, when I see something that's in their criteria, I just forward it to them. And then, like what Jose said, if they like it, they get connected, and then they go out and see the property. Then they write it up, and if they want to flip it or keep it, that's up to me. I can get in between that action and make a little bit of money. So
Mhm.
that's a Warner one way to, if you have investors, to get online and Google wholesale investors, and then get on their email list, and you'll get bombarded.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
And then look for investing networking groups. I mean, honestly, Warner, I wouldn't put a lot of time into it if I were you in the beginning, because it makes you feel like you're doing a lot of work and you're busy doing something, but the returns are very slow
Understand.
in their fruition. I'm not saying ignore it, but I would say caution about the energy and the input of your time that you put into this area of the business versus right now going out there and seeking the transactional, quick turn type of business.
So let me ask you guys this, and Werner, pay a little attention to this question. So you guys are both well versed real estate brokers. When you guys see something that comes across your inboxes, is there anything that's like, my God, that's a deal of the day, that there's opportunity there? Or is it basically somebody's asking for reasonable, maybe not insane amount, but it's reasonable and it's not worth my time to look at? Because to be honest, you got my attention, that if there's something that comes across where there's an opportunity to make a buck, I'd look at it.
Yeah.
But is there anything out there today that comes across, or is it pretty much top dollar?
You know, it depends upon the flavor of the investor. You know, if there's oftentimes these properties are in somewhat of a distressed structural, some slight structural.
So they're flips. Okay.
They can be flips, but if it's not a snap flip of
Carpet,
lipstick,
paint,
yeah,
roof.
lipstick, a new fence, a couple doors,
Yep.
and
Maybe a roof.
resurface something, and you put 15 to 25,000, and you can make 15 to 25,000. Great. If it's more of a a bigger flip where you want to make 70 to 80,000 dollars on it, but you've got to put like 30,000 to 40,000 dollars into it, and you're going to be holding on to that thing instead of a snap flip for maybe 3 to 4 months. You're going to be working on that for 6 to 9 months. And in this market right now with contractors and supplies, you got to be aware of that. So your holding costs are going to be a little different. However, how you purchase it is going to be the big thing with that one. Most of the time right now, investors are looking for long-term flips where they can hold on to it for, they're not going to get their 70 to $90,000 like that. Those deals are still out there, but that 70 to $90,000, they're going to put 50 to $60,000 into it, hold on to it for a couple of years, and then flip it after maybe a 2-year tenant term.
Gotcha.
And then they're going to make their $80 to $125,000 in 2 years from now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not my realm. It's not the path that I run in. I know just enough to be dangerous, and then I start lying. Then that's when I have to stop talking.
Well, that's what I come across is that I have some friends that are cash, and that we've it's like, hey, you come across something, they'll buy it. All I got to do is manage the flip and put it back up, and we'll split the profit. But like you said, you're splitting something, and we each make 10,000 or whatever. It's just not worth. There's just the numbers just. It just isn't there. You got to pay capital gains on it on short term. By the time you take taxes out, you're making a whole $6,000 or $7,000 for. I mean, you got to rock and roll. You got to be in and out in 30 days. You got to eat and breathe it. It ain't worth it. The numbers aren't there today.
No, not for the smaller investor. The larger investors that can turn and burn, they can take it, a $10,000 to $15,000 gain.
Because they're on volume.
When they're doing like 30 to 50 a month.
Right.
For a person who's doing 1 or 3 or 4 every year. Why would I take a $10,000 or $15,000 gain to do that?
No.
It doesn't make any sense. Unless you keep it for a couple years.
Well, I got to be honest. I have a friend that bought a Rambler just a couple blocks away from Orca office, and they paid $375, and he's in partnership with Jake. And they put lipstick on it. They went in there and they dolled it up with flooring and paint and a new roof, and they did the millwork and the kitchen. And they must have put an easy 40 into it. And they put that sucker back up at $550. It's a 3-1. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. It's got a whole electric baseboard, whole 880 square feet, and it's got a pole building. It is a nice little pole building in the backyard. But $550,000 for a little Rambler in Marysville that's 880 square feet. It can be done, but.
So Werner, you must have an investor that you're thinking about. Are they thinking about investing for renting? Are they thinking about investing for flipping? Are they thinking about investing for a long-term, short-term flip, or a long-term rental? I would help identify what their specific goals and needs are, and then go out to the marketplace and begin shopping. Now, here's the thing about the investors: they can flip and pivot on a dime, because if they see this, then if they see another opportunity here, they're going to change their criteria in a heartbeat. Anywhere they can make money, anywhere they can make some money, that's where they're going to go. So that's why it's sometimes sort of confusing and time consuming with them, because one day they're on this path, and then the next day they want to go down this path, but they still want to go down this path because we heard something over here that's working right now, but keep your eye on that path. And oh, by the way, if something back over there happens to show up too, let me know about that. Okay, you go do all the work. I'm going to be over here in my office. And then they find something with a different broker and buy it through them.
Okay.
Gen-
Yeah.
Generally,
Understood. I didn't.
The investor is only out for themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No offense.
Yep.
I have nothing against people making money, but the only thing that they want is what they want. And in regards to loyalty, unless you really, really have a really good bond and a connection with them, I have a couple investors that I don't send stuff to. They get all their emails sent to them directly because I got them hooked up with these investor clubs. So they just get the emails. And when they find something, they give me a call. So I'm like, oh, that's easy. But that's because of years of relationship.
Yeah.
They will call me. They won't call anyone else.
Okay.
Have you done a deal that's assignment to contract talk?
One,
How is the process?
easy. I just put basically the investor and the other person did it. I just had my name on it and reviewed it. I made just about $5,000 on it, not much.
Can you put your commission on there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know they have their own contract and stuff, but I don't know.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes, they do. They definitely have their own contracts.
Yeah. So then when they have their own contracts, we just put your name and then our compensation.
You can build your compensation into it. And you know what? These investor clubs want to get to know us. They're not so much adversely against us because they know we have the connections they don't. They may be able to find a house on Xavier, okay, but what did they do with it? They're wholesalers. They sent out 20,000 mailers to these people that were in distressed situations with liens and judgments and pre-foreclosures. And so they send out 20,000 of these letters. They get a phone call at the central office. They send out a local rep. They write up a deal for the ability for them to sell the property. They work out a cash for keys kind of thing. Hey, I'll give you $15,000. You got to turn over the house and let me sell it. Okay. And you don't have to worry about anything else, but you're going to get this $15,000 when this closes to restart your life. Okay. And we're going to take the house the way it is. This wholesaler doesn't know the buyers. They'll put it out there and send it out to all of these real estate brokers who have these local relationships. So sometimes it's a nice relationship that way. Another way to work with investors is to this is sort of outside of the box and time consuming, but geez, you could send a letter of in need, a letter of need, or an email, I should say, an email to all of the property managers in this area and say, hey, I have investors looking for this property. Do you have any sellers? Do you have any owners who are thinking about selling this type of property in the next 3 to 4 months? Another thing you can do is start putting it out in Facebook groups that you have an investor who is looking for this type of property. I mean, it's slow go. Anyways, yeah, good discussion.
I think there's an association there. It used to be the Snohomish County Landlord Association. I can't remember.
NAMBA.
Huh?
It's NAMBA.
That's located on Evergreen, I think. That meet once a month or were.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. There's a whole. I mean, shit, if you put investor meetups,
Yeah.
you know, if you go to Eventbrite or a meetup type of thing, then you'd be able to. Nancy was down here dancing. So, anyways, Werner, I hope that helped. Michael,
Thank
you
you.
know,
Yes,
and
thank you.
Doug, thanks for being here. Jose, thanks for your input, and of course, Jim, Coach Jim, for all your insight. Um, you're going to hear it now, and you're going to also hear it later. Okay. Jim and I have been able to negotiate an incredible deal with a lead. Yes, with a lead platform that we were using prior, and they're giving us a special deal that no one else in Realty One Group is, besides our own special discount we get, where we're saving even additional more. Um, so what that means to you is that here within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to be opening up office leads. These are internet leads coming through Google, Facebook, and through other sources. That it will be, you'll be in a group. We're looking for 10 people. And you know how normally you'll sign up for these lead generation things, Op City and Redfin and those others, and they charge you 30 to 20, I mean 25 to 35, even up to 40% on a referral fee when the deal closes. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, some of you are newer, you don't know. Um, uh, so you sign up for these lead generation services, and they will charge you a little bit, you know, a couple $100 or $100 up front on the monthly basis. And then they will charge you on the back end, once it closes, 25, 35, 40, 42%, and in the cases of Op City, which is operated by realtor.com, and commissions.com owns a piece of that as well. So what we're doing is we put together a nutritious supplement. It's a dietary supplement to your lead generation, where we're going to be providing these services, online lead generation services for all the brokers. We're looking for 10 in the office, and we'll charge us $75 a month for admin and operation costs, and then a 20% referral fee on the back end. Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal.
So $75 a month and 20% referral.
Yeah, that's right. That's good, isn't it, Jose?
Yeah, I mean, what's right? Is there going to be a contract? Let me ask you,
is there any better deal in the market right now?
No.
I have no idea.
Okay. You just have to see what the conversion rate is and seeing how.
The conversion rate is this. Okay, the conversion rate is going to be this.
Good question.
The conversion rate is going to be this: 2 to 3%.
Okay.
If the conversion rate is 2 to 3%, consistently 2 to 3%. With you, Jose, I would expect 7.
So that's just it. That 2 to 3% is an average.
So out of 100 contacts, like phone contacts.
That's right. This is a supplement.
Right.
This is a supplement to your diet of other forms of lead generation, where you can partner up with the office, and the office is making a little bit of money on this as well, obviously. The $75 doesn't necessarily really pay for the program. It comes close, but it's not a pass-through. We want to help supplement what it is that you're doing. So if this program, we're asking for a 6-month commitment. Hold on, let me get my calculator. Who can multiply 75 by 6? Okay, is that $450? Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, so that's $450 for a 6-month participation, with a chance of getting 100, let's say 100 leads, and 3 to 4 transactions.
Can I take all 10?
And the other part to this is, once you have that closed transaction, there is no more referral fees in perpetuity, meaning you only pay one referral fee, then you own that customer and the referrals that come afterwards. So you have all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I should stop talking because I'm giving away all my money. The more I talk, the more money leaves my office. But it's not about this office. It's about your growth. It's about providing opportunities for your growth and making it reasonable and fair for everybody around. So even the pets at home can enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
Doug. So there's going to be there'll be a sign up sheet that'll be coming. Keep in mind, if you're in the mentor program, this doesn't discount your mentorship. Okay, so if you're in the mentor program, well, everyone here is except for Jose, then that's going to be an additional 20% on top of your mentorship fee. So that's a 50% cut on these deals. So the question is, if I'm in the mentorship, why would I want to give away 50% of my commission? Well, you may want to consider doing so because it'll help move you through the mentorship program faster with it so you can get out of this and then either stick with this program or dish it out. So the advantage of paying that 50%, which is, quite a bit of money, I understand that, but it also gets you wound up to get out of here faster if you're hitting some roadblocks in your own production. That would be the advantage of participating in this if you're in the mentorship program, which this program is completely optional. There's no requirements except for that $75 a month. Also attending a weekly roundup for the 10, the awesome 10 people that will be doing it. Coach Jim is going to be leading this effort and pushing us and keeping us accountable with measuring, monitoring, and managing. So it'll help you stay accountable to getting these transactions closed and getting you paid. And that's how he also gets paid.
You're talking past the close. I'm in.
Well, okay, but I just want to lay it all out here on the table, what it is that you're getting, and the expectations on your end being part of this as well. If there is no follow-up, because we have measurements and tools to see exactly what everyone is doing in this program. This is not necessarily for us to make some money. We're not making a lot of money on it, okay? We're making some, but not a lot. This is not going to be a game changer so much for us as it would be for you. And so if you are not participating and you're taking up a seat and shit ain't happening, just let me put it straight, you're going to be asked to exchange your seat for somebody else. At the end of the 6-month term, if you find that is useful and you're finding some work in that, okay, great. We're going to increase it to $150 a month and do another 6 months. I'm just joking. It'll be $75. So we're going to do these are 6-month agreements. However, either party can release the other party with a written notice for the next following month. So it is a 6-month commitment on a month-to-month agreement, if you know what I mean. We want to see that you're going to be committed to this because this takes a while for you to get used to the flow, the technology, the verbiage, which is why Jim and I have successfully negotiated a decreased amount on our monthly that we have to pay as a firm because we're putting out money on this without thinking that we're going to get anything back for about 4 to 6 months because we understand that we're going to be putting out thousands of dollars with the likelihood of something coming back because the conversion rate on these, Doug, Mike, and Werner, Jose, is about 3 to 4 months. So it takes the process and the canning, to get the fish out of the ocean, to get it into the boat, to get it cleaned, to get it processed, to put it in the can, to put it on the shelf, and then get it to the register. Okay. It takes a little bit of time. And so we are putting that investment up front in order to provide this to you now at a very small monthly fee. So you'll be hearing more about that here within the next following week, and we'll be looking for enrollments. And we're only going to be taking 10. So did I miss anything, Jim?
One little piece, the technology aspect. That's the bread and butter.
Yeah. So we're going to be hosting, we're going to be putting together an introductory just to, because you guys need to understand, and we're going to be putting together a meeting for those that are interested in this. Similar, it'll be a Google Meet or a Zoom or whatever like this, and we'll all get together and we'll run you through. And once we're going to be signing some agreements and some contracts today or tomorrow with the platform provider called Sync, which matches up really well. And then we'll do a demo. We're going to have to learn it a little bit by ourselves first. So just give us a little bit of time. But I'm making this announcement now. So we're going to get the technology down. We're going to learn it. We're putting our feelers out for those that are interested. Once we have enough confidence in our ability to present it to you, we're going to run it through. We're going to show it to you and demonstrate it, what it does. Then have you sign up, collect your $75, and we'll be starting in December.
One of the
and everybody has to read Fanatical Prospecting. That should be the way inside your seat. Right, Todd?
So one of the things that we did, we went and interviewed, I think we went with like 5, we went with Real Geeks, we went with Boomtown, we went with Sync, there was Dex Real Estate, there was a couple, it was a Facebook provider. We went with numerous different platforms and we drilled them on A, their technology, but B, the quality of the lead. How does that lead get sifted and the noise get fleshed out to where the quality of that lead is, we've got a fighting chance as the receiver of that lead to get them converted to a viable client. And it came to being that Sync was pretty much the full meal deal.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It has elements of AI, artificial intelligence, and as the program becomes a little more profitable by your closings, Orca will invest more heavily into this to increase the AI technology and capabilities, to increase the conversion and closing ratios. We're going to our responsibility is to create connections for you. That's our responsibility. Our responsibility is to create these connections and provide a platform that you can operate in. Your responsibility is to convert and close them using the tools that we provide. So I don't believe it's going to be an issue of not being able to create connections. If there's going to be an issue, it's going to be the issue of you not understanding the tools that this platform provides, and just I'm going to be blunt, it's a flat out laziness to follow up on leads. And so that's where we have the ability to measure and monitor the activities of the leads that will be coming in. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm very flexible, I'm very easygoing, but I also want to see you succeed. And so that's why we have to set in there certain parameters of excellence in order to help you be successful in utilizing this, because this program does work. There's a Realty One Group company that's investing close to $12,000 a month into their firm. They pay $12,000 a month into this program. Okay, and they have like 224 brokers in this program. It's one firm. Imagine that. So I'm excited about it.
Which one's that one, Todd?
What was that?
Is that the one in California?
It's either California or Arizona. I think it's Greg McClure.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is. It's in Sacramento. It's Greg McClure's office, one of the premier leading offices in our system. I met with him. I know him. I was with him. We were drinking some cocktails in Nashville, and he knew me. There's talk about what's happening here in Orca, and it's because of you guys shining through. It is.
Who doesn't know you, Todd?
Well, we make ourselves known. Orcas have a way of making a presence, and it's because we do good work, and we believe, hey, You know, it's about the individual, it's about family, it's about community, and it's about the business. Okay. So,
And we hunt.
oh, yeah, we hunt, and we can hunt in a pod too.
I was about to say that, hunting a pod.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of hunting in pods, that's listed behind me.
Went live today.
Sell it, baby. Sell it.
Nice. Nice. Doug has something coming up the pipe as well. Doug's got something he's working on, you know, maybe a month or so. It could be sooner. That's coming up. And I know Werner's out there, you know, on the track and doing things. Jose, are you going to be coming in today?
Yes, I'm at the gym right now. I'm about to
Okay.
shower.
Please take a shower before you come in and bring that certificate with you. I want to get some. I want to get some pictures with you today. I dressed up. I shaved. I got my hair all slicked back, really good. Okay.
Oh man! And I just have my Unstoppable shirt today.
You are unstoppable. You be you. All right. I got to roll.
You graduated, correct?
Yes, I already graduated.
Yes. Yes. You were there. Do you remember, Jim? You were there at the meeting, but you were drinking beer, so you may not.
Yeah, you had beer in your hand.
Oh, I had to go out. I had to go outside. I had to go outside to take a call from a client, so I probably missed it. Are you going to post that meeting online?
It's already done.
Okay, excellent.
Already done. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Make it happen.
Yeah. Make it a great day in real estate.
That's
Make it a
right.
great day in real estate.